our minds, our brain is so complicated na ang mental condition varies from one person to another.
I know it's not an easy thing kasi it took me how many years. I think talagang na-accept ko na lang yung situation ko, yung condition ko, mga late 20s na, mama.
Nung nangyari po ito sa akin, talagang naghahanap ako ng masisisi. Kasalanan ko ba as a parent? Diba? Kasi syempre when you're a parent, you want to do the best for your children. Diba?
Nalaman ko siya parang 20s, bago ako mabuntis, actually during my sobriety. Kasi when I've been decided to stop using chemical substances, di ba, alam mo na, mama, yung mga kabataan. Pero after that, syempre mas may chemical imbalance. So that's when they figured out, kasi nag-blackout na ako, I don't know, nagising na lang ako sa hospital eh. So, kumbaga grabe yung mania ko that it brought me just to the hospital na wala akong idea. And that was the beginning of my education. And at the time talaga, kahit family ko, hindi siya nag-research. Alam mo yun, it was a personal battle. And I had my sober counselor who was also a psychologist, and my psychiatrist, nakasama ko pa rin now. So I think it's important, as a parent kasi ako, meron akong personal na experience. Kaya medyo tinitingnan ko si Eli, nag-o-observe talaga ako. And because also, I've been very open to him about my condition. So, I always tell him na, okay, pag kailangan mo ng kausap, pag sa tingin meron ka pinagdadaanan, I'm all ears. But of course, hindi sa lahat ng household ganon. Kaya nga, I think, very, very important na na-share mo yan, mama. Kasi at least meron ng idea ngayon yung mga parents na, okay, sa mga changes na ganito, ito pala yon. Yeah. And I really hope na willing din yung, kasi I don't know kasi teenager, hindi naman lahat willing na magpa-check, di ba? I mean, it's very difficult so to have that relationship na okay. Di ba? How do we deal with that as parents?
Yeah. Nung namatay si Julia, may mga niece kami and nephews and even friends na who would message us and tell us, Tita, don't blame yourself. Because kahit po ako, like I can even mention her name, she's very vocal about it now, si Isa Lopez. She's a teacher in UP now. And she was suffering from bulimia and other mental conditions. And she was telling me na parang even her parents, they didn't know about her condition. She grew up not being able to tell them. And sabi niya, it was not because they were not good parents, but because the condition actually makes you feel embarrassed about it. Parang it makes you guilty about it. Na parang it's your fault that you're that way because of the stigma. But I'm so happy actually. This is the good side about the pandemic actually, na parang a lot more people are talking about mental condition because ang anxiety at saka ang insomnia na-experience lang ng mga on the brink.
Totoo, mama.
Pero yung normal na tao dahil nga forced sila, they are confined, they don't know what to do. So na-experience nila yung dating na-experience lang ng mga may mental condition. So nalalaman nila, ito pala yun. Ito pala ang anxiety, ito pala ang insomnia, ito pala ang depression. So now, mas pinag-uusapan, di ba? Mas tinatanggap din ng mga tao na maliban sa katawan, kailangan din nating palakasin at alagaan ang ating kaisipan.
Yes, that's true.
Kailangan nating palusugin kasi we cannot address it when the problem is already there. We have to make our minds strong before the problem. So, katulad nitong pandemya now, yung mga taong medyo resilient na ang pag-iisip, yung pandemic, kayang-kaya nilang i-handle. Itapon mo yan sa isang, halimbawa, nasa room kang ganyan, wala kang kausapin yan. Okay yan, mag-exist yan, mag-thrive pa nga yan, maghahanap yan ng ibang gagawin, mag-exercise yan, mag-meditate, kasi alam niya na this is how I take care of myself. May kasama mindfulness, ganyan. Pero yung taong hindi naman inaalagaan yung kanyang pag-iisip, ang kanyang utak, na kung ano-ano lang, yung socialize to death lang alam niya, taking care of oneself, hindi kaya mag-isa niyan. Hindi kaya pag mag-isa lang siya, naluloka siya, na nalulungkot, ganun. So, in the same way, di ba, sa physical fitness din natin, we exercise, right? We try to eat the right food. So that pag nagkasakit tayo, malakas ang ating laban. It's
tama.
Health.
Yes. I agree, Mama. Thank you for sharing everything. I think napaka-importante nga, as you said, na we take care of the whole everything, not just one. Yes, go ahead, Ma'am. Go ahead.
Meryl, yes. Kasi I just want to reiterate and may sinabi ka kasi kanina yung about sa pagpapalaki mo Eli, na yung ganyang pagsabi mo sa kanya na nandito lang ako. You have a very open communication, which is what all parents want, right? With their children.
Yes.
Pero po, kung minsan po kasi ang mental condition, like sinabi ko ngayon, si Isa ganyan, the condition makes them think it's their fault, that they're weak, that they shouldn't be thinking about taking their lives. The condition itself makes them doubt themselves, makes them think that they're not worth it. So why will they ask for help if they think they're not worth it? Diba? Napakapangit ng sakit na ito eh. Kasi sa halip na kung nararamdaman ka, hingi ka ng tulong, itong sakit na ito sabihin, wala kang kwenta, mas mabuti patay ka na, parang ganon, hindi ka mahal. Yung negative talaga siya.
Yes, yes.
So, hindi sila makapaglabas. Ang ano ko is, a lot of times kasi, we think that we have an open communication with our children. That's what we thought with Julia. Akala namin, kasi we felt that we could tell her anything and we thought she could tell us anything. Apparently not. And in our case, it was too late before we found out that she wasn't able to tell us everything. And our friends tell us, ganun po talaga ang teenager, maraming tinatago, etc., etc. So, ano pang pwedeng, di ba?
Yeah.
Ano gagawin
Paano,
ko?
Paano?
Oo.
Paano?
Oo, akala ko ang anak ko will tell me everything. Sa sinabihan ko ng anak ko, pag meron kang sabihin mo sa akin. Tapos, hindi naman pala siya i-allow ng condition na ito. Anong gagawin ko, diba? In fact, the other parents would always make me say na, pag gawin nyo lang po ito pag nakita nyo may problema ang anak nyo. Pero kasi po, may nagparing nagsabi sa amin na talaga, when they're young and they are underage, they are really our responsibility.
Oh, diba? Mga Okasan, alam nyo na. So, may bisita na naman tayo.
May bisita na naman tayo.
Ay, naku, anak. Say hello, Lola. Say hello, Oba-chan.
Doon ka muna, anak. Pagtrabaho sa breastfed pa din siya, kaya lang talagang wrestling na kami. Para siyang MMA fighter. Diyos ko, makagrapple.
Bugbog na bugbog yung katawan ko. But yes, oh my God. At saka intense kasi talagang wala kang breather eh. Ito lang.
Now, you also have to take breaks for your mental health, anak.
Oh, yes.
Sinasabi ko na out loud. Oh, yes. Sinisip ko, pero hindi.
Sabi nga nila, you have to schedule. You have to take a moment to really schedule it. Put it in your appointments na parang kumbaga itong hour na ito akin lang to, ako lang. I will take care of myself. Self-care nga ang pinaka-importante ngayon, 'di ba?
Yes, I agree.
So you really have to give yourself that time, even if it's just 30 minutes in a day or 1 hour, that you're just taking care of yourself in whatever way you want.
Yes. Having said that, yan yung importante na gawin natin because we cannot take care of other people if we are not well ourselves.
Yes.
Kaya nga, thank you so much, Mama Shamaine, for joining us today. At thank you sa mga Okasan na nakinig. I hope this episode really helps us out because very, very close to my heart nga itong topic natin. And also, if you guys are dealing with mental health crisis as well, don't hesitate to ask for help. Kumbaga, kung kayo mismo, hindi nyo naiintindihan tong changes na ito, wala naman kayong kasama, syempre, hindi naman lahat may support system. But I really hope na find the courage to ask for help. Meron akong friend na hirap dyan. Hirap na hirap siya. Para siyang, yung reluctance niya
To engage into something that, because when you cross that line, you're already open eh. Diba? So,
but crossing
wala na.
Yeah.
Is the key.
Yes. Napakahirap. Kasi you feel talaga, you will be judged. You feel the judgment.
Totoo.
Na parang, after that, kahit kembot mong konti, sasabihin, ay, kasi may mental condition siya. Ganyan. Pero po, napakalaking, kumbaga, bigat ang mawawala pag tinanggap mo.
Talaga.
Tsaka, napakarami pong gustong tumulong. Okay, it's possible na you will be judged, of course. Halimbawa sa work mo, or iisipin mo, magiging iba na ang tingin sa'yo. Pero, yun naman pong benefits, mas malaki. Mas magiging open yung mga kaibigan mo na may ganun din palang condition. Hindi lang nagsasalita. Finally, makakausap na ng mga taong makakausap mo na
totoo talaga, Mama.
Diba?
Totoo talaga.
Ano talaga sa akin para sa akin talaga, the more you hide something, this is anything, the more you hide something, the more it blows up in your face. So, pag may ginawa kang kasalanan, papunta na ron.
Andun na.
Kasalanan agad. Hindi, kasi ako ganun Iniisip ko noon, kasalanan ko ba to? Kasalanan ko ba? Kasi yun ang nararamdaman ko sa society na parang kasalanan ko kasi magulang ako. Bakit hindi ko napigilan ang anak kong magpakamatay? Ibig sabihin, hindi siya masaya. Ibig sabihin, hindi tama yung pagpapalaki ko sa kanya. Ibig sabihin, hindi ko siya nabantayan. Parang ganun. Ano talaga po yun? Talagang struggle.
Struggle is real.
Tagal-tagal, opo. Hanggang ngayon, pala. Hindi, siyempre, may mga araw pa rin na iniisip ko, halimbawa, ganun po talaga ang namatay by suicide. It really keeps coming back. Sabi nga nila, parang boomerang yan Iikot, tapos babalik na naman. Pabalik. It's a thing that we have to live with. And I accept it. Yun po, very, very important. Acceptance is always the first step. So once you accept it, may susunod na dyan, i-guide ka na ng world, ng Diyos, kung saan. Pero the very first thing is acceptance. Even for those who have a condition. And for our children, kasi meron din akong apo, wala na akong anak na maliit, pero may apo ako na 2 and a half. Ano na po, iba na yung ganyan. I'm sure ikaw, may ganun. Iba na yung pagbantay na yon. Kasi,
observe.
Diba? It's a complicated world. And even us parents, adults, we're so into our gadgets, parang ang daming nangyayaring grabe. So, lalo na itong mga bata, diba? Can you imagine yung dating simpleng buhay na pinagdaanan natin? Hindi na nila pagdadaanan yun.
Yeah, iba na talaga.
Grabe na yung...
Also, as parents, grabe yung adjustment. Kasi ako din, nahirapan ako dahil, diba, isigido, wala pa siyang screen time. Pero the moment that, pinayagan na namin, information overload na. You have to deal with so many things as parents. Grabe talaga ngayon.
Pero they're so much more sensitive. So, we as parents, also as adults, we have to create that safe space for them.
That's true.
Na wala rin tayong gadgets para hindi nila nakikita na parang ang sarap-sarap ng hawak ng nanay. parang gusto ko rin noon. Ano ba yan? Ano titignan mo parati ng nanay? Bakit hindi ba ako titignan? Bakit hindi mo parati yung phone?
Totoo. So, they also just follow. Nakikita lang nila kung ano yung example talaga. Yeah. So, kailangan daw natin mag-set ng boundaries kahit sa sarili natin as parents.
Right.
So, yes. Thank you so much, Mama. Thank you so much. Ang dami ko natutunan.
Thank you kung ano pang dinadagdag ko.
Hindi, okay lang. Kasi ako, personally, hindi kita tinatanong about it before Kasi I was very careful, no? And nabilib talaga ako sa paano nyo hinandle yung situation. Nagpunta ako sa wake, everything is open. Nakita namin yung mga journals ni Julia. Parang talagang I was so shocked na ibang-iba yung napuntahan kong wake na by suicide. Kasi nakapunta na ako iba, parang it was so quiet. Ito so lively, you guys. We're just talking about it. Ako talaga parang, oh wow, this is very different. And I've never asked you about it. So yeah, parang I'm always there to support, but I've never really asked you yung question and itong story na firsthand.
For those who have lost someone to suicide, I know that not a lot of parents are able to talk about it as freely as I can. I mean, not even my husband talks about it as much as I do. There's this Facebook site, Suicide Survivors, parang ganun, Survivors of Suicide, something like that. Our Side of Suicide. Yun po yung title ng Facebook page. Our Side of Suicide.
Okay.
So this is managed by American women, mga 3 yata sila, na namatayan ng tatay naman by suicide din. So, and then they have guests na nagsusulat, it just,
wow.
Ano lang siya, yung parang kumbaga, it gives you a global perspective on it.
Yeah.
That somehow, you share. Pare-pareho po kasi mga tanong natin, yung mga pinagdadaanan natin, bakit? Kasalanan ko ba? Ba't hindi ko nakita? When will it stop? When will the grieving stop? Didn't my child love me? Bakit niya ginawa ito sa akin? Mga ganon. And it's global. So makikita nyo that the pain and the questions that we have are actually common and normal for those of us who have lost someone by suicide. And then they tell us, they always say nga na, it's not suicide that killed your child. It's depression. Suicide was just the way, parang ganun. So, bago pa siya nagpakamatay, yung, kumbaga, yung condition na yun, yung depression na yun, yung ano, kinakain na yung kanyang doubt, yung kanyang self-confidence, yung kanyang beliefs, hindi na distorted na yung tingin niya sa buhay, hindi niya na naisip na masasaktan yung pamilya niya pag nagpakamatay siya. Ang gusto niya lang gawin, matanggal yung
Ma-end na.
Yung sakit, sobrang sakit po sa kanila pagiging buhay. Masakit po para sa kanila ang mabuhay. Di ba, May?
Yes, actually, twice ko na kasing nag-try mag-suicide. And ang paano ko nga siya na-explain is that darkness is really dark. Wala kang nakikitang opening for any light. And yun, hindi naman ako, wala naman, dito pa ako. So,
buti na lang, marami pang plano ang Diyos para sa iyo. Pero yun talaga, that darkness is really, wala talagang parang, kasi the only way that you will remain alive is if there is that glint of hope.
Glimmer of hope. Yes.
Kunti lang na may nakikita kang, kahit tuldok lang sa dulo ng tunnel. A lot of times, your mind will fool you into thinking that there's
none. Yeah.
And absolutely no end to your pain. But I will tell you now, mga Okasan parents who are also suffering from mental conditions, there is always hope po. There is. You will get better
I
po.
agree.
Sometimes you will get better, then you get worse again, then you get better again. But you will always get better po. The sun always shines.
True, I agree, Mama. I agree.
There will be better days po. Just hang on to that. There will be better.
I concur. Kaya again, Mama, thank you so much.
Ayun na, gaganyan na lang ako. Para hindi na ako magsasalita.
Thank you so much. At sa mga Okasan na kasama natin today, thank you again for listening. At sana i-share nyo tong video na to sa other parents, sa kahit kanino na sa tingin nyo ay makikinabang dito. Kasi, it's worth sharing. And thank you, Mama, for this inspiring story. It has always secretly inspired me from afar, distantly. But now that, you have shared this, I am very, very honored. And we're so happy to have you here sa Dear Mama. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. But before anything else, I would like to invite everybody to subscribe to this channel. Of course, alam nyo na yan. And turn on that bell para updated kayo sa mga episodes natin. And please follow me on my other social media accounts, yung at dearmamameme, at Planet Umeboshi, at The Curious 2 on Instagram. Dami, di ba? And my TikTok. I know, my TikTok. Dito na kasi sa Balur. So my TikTok is Meryll Soriano _ Mama, meron ka bang gusto i-promote or anything aside from your curly hair? Lagi yan talagang paandar si Mama sa mga hair niya. I love it.
Kasi talagang buko. So, ito lang. Yung aking pong IG, doon ko naman nilalabas normally. Shamaine Buencamino. And then also my Facebook page, yung Julia Buencamino Project. Magka-connect naman yun. So, either. Meron po kasi kami ngayong ginagawa na parang we're putting together a series of workshops that are online and that hopefully will help us create a regular practice of art making. Kasi po, for me po, naniniwala ako sa kaibuturan ng aking puso na creativity po is medicine. Art is medicine. Opo. In fact po, pag pumunta kayo sa mga doktor, sa psychologist, psychiatrist, wag po masyadong inom ng gamot. Ano rin po, maganda po yung meron kayong practice ng artistic. Hindi po ibig sabihin yung parang it's not like you're making art para lumabas sa gallery o exhibit. Hindi po.
No.
Art making for your own health.
Therapy kasi siya.
Mental health. Therapeutic po ang art making or art journaling kasi we're also gearing towards that. Kasi a journal practice is a regular practice. And para din po sa mga may mental conditions, in fact, this is one way of monitoring yourself. Okay? Now, a lot of times, a lot of people don't like to keep writing. So we're giving you the option of just, for example, today, you just feel blue. Kaso ang blue, napakaraming blue. Diba?
Yeah.
Wow. So So as an artist, pag pinalabas mo yung igatan mo lahat ng blue, materials dyan, magazine, mga images, color, crayon, paint, kung ano man. Tapos, igalan mo lang ng blue ka kayo. So, those for the day, alam mo, today I was blue. So, maybe tomorrow I'll be pink or magenta.
Gusto ko yung tomorrow I'll be pink.
Di ba? Kasi, yung kumbaga, nag-iiba po nag-iiba tayo daily. So, it's nice to have art help us. Gamot po talaga.
I agree.
So, yun po yung ginagawa namin. And once we put this together, kasi we want it to be available online and asynchronous, di ba? Para hindi kailangan live parate, para you can access it anytime when you want to. So, binubuo po namin ito. Then, we will make it available.
Ang galing! Congratulations, Mama! I will visit that.
Sige.
Kahit wala akong Facebook. Makikita ako sa kapatid ko.
IG anak, follow me lang sa ikaw kasi yung IG mo hindi ko makausap Pero nag-message ako sa
No,
IG.
Mama, dun sa Dear Mama Meme yung sina-follow. Doon, yes.
Yun na, sa IG account ko, doon po namin nilalagay yung mga announcements. Medyo hindi ko na pursue yung Meryll Buencamino Project IG, pero sa IG ko na lang po.
Okay, guys. Okay, thank you again, Mama.
Salamat.
And yun nga, mga Okasa, ito sa Unisa-Unes, mga Supet Balur. Magkita-kita tayo ulit dito next week sa Dear Mama Meme.